Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Buckeyes of all ages, you are now tuning into the Boomcast. Introducing first, it's your host, NFL vet, Buckeye legend, Daniel Boom Herron. Accompanying him is the Boom Squad. First up, from the presidential penthouse, we got former coal miner, fitness industry expert, Mr. Corey Gregory. Over here at the Tyler Sports Zone, we have Athens' very own Tyler Treadway. Then we got Philo's very own Mr. Tyler C. Lever. And then, of course, here's the doghouse. I'm the graphic gangster Cole Susak. To my right is the king of Web3 Trayvon the Air. And you are now tuning in to the Boomcast. The Boomcast is brought to you by Max for Muscle and Sam Adams Beer. Let's go to the show.
Boomcast, we are back, and it's week one is over, going into week two. Ball is back, baby.
Ball is back. This is the greatest time of the year.
This is the greatest time of the year.
Football season, you know, the weather's changing.
Yeah.
You get a little fall coming in.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It feels great. The grass smells like, you know,
Yeah.
everything is different. You know, this time of year, you know, it's just a great feeling.
I just paid for my fucking parking passes.
Oh, hell yeah.
I don't even want to tell you how much that shit ran.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
boy.
like honestly, it felt amazing because the first game was Thursday. Like waking up Thursday, knowing that college football was on that night,
Yeah.
and then watching Nebraska and Minnesota just punt the ball back and forth to each other. It was awesome.
Yeah, real awesome. You know what was awesome was we won. We are 1-0.
That's right, 1-0.
We won 23-3 against Indiana, at Indiana. So I think we start off with Boom. What's the initial kind of feels?
Well, obviously, you know, as Ohio State fans, we always expect it to be, you know, a first game, you expect to see 1,000 points. You know, you expect to see the stats just crazy. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't see that. And people have to understand that, you know, you have a new quarterback, you have a new you got a couple guys up front, new guys, you got a new offensive coordinator. There's a lot of new things going on, so it's going to take some time. And it's not easy to go on the road.
Indiana always plays us tough.
Yeah, yeah, it's not easy to go on the road and you know, get a win. I mean, obviously, we went on the road, played a tough game, and we got the win. And it's a lot of new things going on. So I'm not gonna sit here and, you know, bash, you know, Ryan Day or, you know, Hartline or any of the players.
You tell everybody to relax.
Relax, pump the brakes. You know, because I can honestly say I was one of those people who, you know, when C.J. Stroud, I used to bash C.J. Stroud all the time.
Yeah, I kind of fucking bashed him too.
I'm talking about all the time. You know, and
You're a
it's like,
C.J. Stroud hater.
big time, big time.
You heard it here first.
I mean, and then this guy is
But he balled out.
the second overall pick in the NFL draft. So you know, give it some time. You know, I know Ohio State fans, we have no patience at all. We want to win right now. We want to see.
Do you guys feel that as players too?
I
mean, I know there's a pressure by being at Ohio State, but it's like when you most programs that win 23-3 would be relatively like okay with it, but Ohio State, it's like, why isn't it 46-3?
Right.
And that is the expectation. I know when I saw the game at halftime, I'm like, what are we doing? What's going on?
I think we as the players, we are the same way, and we might be even a little worse.
Yeah, like you be coming off this going, we should have fucked these dudes up.
Yeah. You know, but at the same time, I have to come back a little bit and like, man, it is the first game, but then at the same time, I'm like, nah, man, we some dogs. Like, we supposed to go out there and, you know, take care of business. But I mean, you look at the stat sheet, and it's just like,
Don't look real clean.
you know, the defense. I was happy to see that the defense played a lot better.
Positive.
You know, positive. You know, they only gave up 3 points. I mean, that's a big deal for us. You know, because last year we struggled. The last 2-3 years, our defense has
Struggled bad.
Has struggled. And the offense has always carried us. You know, but it kind of seems like, you know, after watching game one, the first game, you kind of seemed like we were kind of watching some trestle ball a little bit. You know,
100%.
You didn't see a lot of You didn't see a lot of passing.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you got all these wide receivers. You see what?
You got to be able to get them the ball.
Yeah, you see three different backs playing, I mean, obviously we always kind of see two, but when you see, three guys getting carries, it's kind of different,
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, in my perspective, just watching it looked like a week 1 football game on the road. Like, so that's like in itself is a whole new challenge that they have to do, go on the road. But also, like, dude, with 3 new offensive linemen, you could tell that they just wanted to give those guys as many reps as possible with all the different running backs just to get chemistry. So, like, I don't think they got more out of this game doing exactly what they did of running the ball multiple times, not really airing it out, because they know that if they need to, they're just going to throw it up to Marvin Harrison Jr. So they actually got out of this getting the offensive line more reps. And if you go back and watch the film, it's not even that, like, their defensive line was fucking blowing us up and we couldn't stop them. It was guys who were just missing assignments. Like, they're sending guys on blitzes, so they're not really communicating. They don't know which one needs to pick up what. So it's just small shit. It's not like they were terrible and they were getting blown back. This is all stuff that can be easily fixed in the next week. But from a defensive side of the ball, I thought they looked amazing.
Yeah.
So, like, I think you come out of this game going, holy shit, our defense looks way better. Like, Josh Proctor was running around like a beast. The linebackers are playing much better than last year. Just offensively, they just got to figure shit out, which I think they're going to do in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, they just need some more reps.
Yeah. Well, it's important to get these things figured out now. That's why you have games like this. But I mean, again, playing a Big Ten team week 1 is also like, anytime you're facing a Big Ten team, it's always going to be a challenge. Anytime you play, in my opinion, during the offseason, if you're playing Ohio State, every team's going to have that game circled on their calendar, and you have to bring your A game every week because we're targeted every week. So it's like, as a fan, it's like, okay, we know we're targeted, but we still got to go out there and just blow every team out. Our expectations as fans are so high, which is they should.
What
be.
meets the expectation? Like, what did we have to do to come away and you go, oh yeah, we'll get? Would that have to be 50-3?
Just throw the ball.
feels that way.
Yeah, throw the ball to
Right?
Marvin
Is
Harrison.
that
and
really what it
Luka.
is?
That's all you got to do.
You
Actually have
you expected Marvin Harrison to have 200 yards.
So I want to
touchdowns.
speak on this real quick. So Marvin Harrison, the one that got called back, right? And
Whenever he stepped out.
yeah, when I was rewatching the highlights, I don't think he knew he stepped out. But when you look at it, it was like, I hate to say this, but it almost looked kind of nonchalant. You know what I mean? So if you bully that dude a little bit more, you don't step out. This stat line actually looks quite a bit different. It looks different for Kyle. It looks different for him, and it's like one little small mistake. I know he's great. That's not an indicator of Marvin Harrison's trash because he's the number 1 pick probably. So it's like, but that one play maybe makes this thing look even just a little bit sweeter, right? So to your point, they just got to clean up some stuff to get better.
I think they got better by running the ball a million fucking times, getting their offensive line more
Very
reps,
trestle ball.
and like they were in like a 2 tight end like power I formation the entire,
Yeah,
they
like,
were.
a lot of time.
Yeah, that's another thing. We had great tight end play.
yeah, Kate Stover
Yeah.
is the fucking MVP.
Yeah, Stover did a good job. Man, overall, I would say the running back room as a whole, you didn't see like a lot of explosive plays. You didn't see a lot of big runs.
There's some solid plays though.
They ran the ball, I think, good overall. I mean, obviously you want to see more, but I think that room is strong, and I think they're going to carry
Super
us.
strong, 100%.
They're going to carry us throughout the year, but they have to play well this year. We can't have an average running game this year. I think we have to have.
Yeah, I think we got 3 studs.
Yeah.
Well, I know Mayan Williams had the 2 tutties, but the reality is a lot of people are saying number 19. I don't know how you say his last name.
Chip. Just call him Chip.
Oh, Chip.
Yeah.
That Chip is like the one that I think kind of showed out even more. Even though like I did see Trayvon Henderson's runs were good, but it seemed like Chip's was like different. I don't know.
Chip, I like Chip a lot.
Yeah.
And it's funny because obviously me playing running back at Ohio State, I get a lot of text messages, during the game or after the game, kind of getting people's opinion of the backs. And everybody that I've talked to is like, Chip needs to get more carries.
I agree.
Or Chip needs to be starting.
Everything I saw seems to be that way, and that seems to be what Twitter and that's thinking also.
Yeah, and I think we have a good group. I think they all have something different that they bring to the table. Obviously, Maya is the guy. If you're down in the red zone and you want to get in the end zone, obviously, you put him in the game. If you want an explosive play, you might have Travion come in. I think Chip is the guy that can do it all. He's a 3-down guy. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can get the tough yards, and he also can make the explosive play. So I would say I would like to see him get a little bit more. With it being week 1,
he averaged 7.1 yards.
Yeah, you average that. If you're averaging over 5, the goal is always average over 5.
Yeah.
Like you said, he averaged 7. So I think week 1 he had a great showing. As the time goes on, we're gonna see which guy kind of breaks away and takes over.
Anybody know the breakdown of the years of these guys? I don't know it offhand.
I was just about to ask the
think
same
Chip.
thing.
I think this is his senior year. I want to.
Oh,
say.
okay.
He's
Gotcha.
a transfer.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay.
He used to
Got it.
play. He used to play
He played
linebacker
linebacker.
too.
Yeah. So
There we go.
So he's a stud.
He came
He's a
over.
baller.
Well, he originally was a running back coming out of high school, I believe.
Got it.
And then
So we got him for 1 year. So he gonna need.
he was here last year,
Yeah. There you
but
go.
he was playing defense though.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
He balled out. You guys.
But we kind of mentioned about the running back play was pretty good. The one thing that stuck out to me in this dreadful game to watch was you're 2 of 12 on 3rd down, and you're not going to be. You can beat Indiana going 2 of 12 because Indiana their punter had. I mean, this sounds weird, but their punter had a pretty good game. Their special teams was pretty good. They put Ohio State in some disadvantageous positions. But yeah, 2 of 12 on 3rd down. I'm looking at these running backs. The running backs aren't the problem. It's the O-line. So how much of that, because I think the stat on 4th down was 2 of 3. So how much of that on 3rd down comes down to the O-line and just being able to dominate and insert your will onto another team, especially a team like Indiana that you should be dominating?
This is probably just week 1 play, right? It's just
Dude,
everybody
it was
working the kinks out.
so week 1. I know what I'm about to say is not even going to make sense, but literally with these middle school kids I'm coaching, it looked like the same fucking problems of okay, they're lining up in this gap or they send this blitz. Who's picking him up? It's just guys running free. It wasn't even a matter of they're literally blowing us back. It's just guys not doing their job like they're supposed to. But that will all be fixed within the next 2 weeks. That's easily.
You hope.
But
You hope.
should
No,
you be able
I-
to actually say, "Oh yeah, just like my middle school kids"?
Right.
This is still these are still guys that shouldn't have it figured out.
I'm just saying,
Just compare his
Dude,
middle school team.
Dude, that's but
I'm just
seriously.
saying that might not go real well on Twitter.
No, I think it is. I think it's I think it's just bullshit stuff. Problems that once they go back in the film room, they get more reps. And Indiana was sending everything they were doing all kinds of stunts, doing all kinds of blitzes, and with three new offensive linemen, that's a huge difference maker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like
I
I
agree.
said, you're gonna get every trick in the book when you're playing against. Ohio State's gonna get every book in the trick. You're gonna get every trick in the book. Thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Because guys, they're trying to destroy your season by being a team that's not supposed to beat you. So it's
And I don't know the roster of Indiana, but isn't it a lot of guys that want to be at Ohio State? They end up at IU or Toledo. They end up at all schools around here a lot of times. So then on top of it, they're juiced up to try to give it what they got too, because they want to be Buckeyes, but they end up being Buckeyes. And I don't know how much that's true, but it seems like that happens a lot to us too. Trey.
Yeah, if you guys looked at the statistics from the first half of Kyle McCord and CJ Stroud last year, they were very similar too. So I think definitely
Great point, Trey.
Yeah, just off to a rough start. Also once Kyle McCord gets more comfortable too, they're gonna end up playmaking wise, they're gonna end up taking more of those big shots like Marvin Harrison Jr. and stuff that are deep. So I think as the season just progresses, I think we're gonna see them throwing that deep ball a lot more.
I'm glad that you brought up that stat, because I think I remember us we didn't have the show then, but I think most people was kind of trashing CJ. Right
exactly.
after
Yeah,
that
the
too.
first half. Yeah, and it was
probably every quarterback.
I think it was
probably,
similar on Twitter. People were
Yeah.
trashing McCord, but if you saw the statistics though, CJ
Little
Stroud
same.
and McCord literally had a damn near same exact first first game of the year last year.
Yeah.
Well, and it was against Notre Dame, right? Notre Dame wasn't as good as we thought they was, though, neither. It was hyped like they was good, but they weren't last year, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, it was solid.
Now,
Yeah.
all right, so looking forward to the Notre Dame game. Notre Dame has the complete opposite issues that Ohio State does.
Okay.
As in, they have an experienced offensive line with an experienced quarterback.
Yeah.
So that combination is about to be really deadly, but I'm confident in our defense now. Like
Yeah,
last year,
for
I
sure.
thought the corners played amazing on Saturday. I thought the linebackers looked good. Interiorly, they'll figure that out. It's just a matter of how put together is our offense now. What does that difference look like?
I'm not confident yet.
Do we get enough looks between Youngstown State and Western Kentucky to even prepare for Notre Dame? Notre Dame is going to feel way different.
Well, it's a good thing that there are 2 more weeks to go, right?
Yeah.
Like we saw, it was a lot of week 1 ball. And like you guys hit this already, but it's like with all the people that end up going to Indiana and the first week of the year, so everybody's fresh, you know what I mean? It's their first game. They got them at home. That coach he's seen Buckeyes a million times, and so they're going to give them their best shot. But I think all these things will be worked out in the next couple weeks, and I don't think that they're looking too far ahead, the Buckeyes, to Notre Dame, but like they know that's the first real test, and it's on the road now this year. I think they'll be just fine.
Well, if you really look at it like this, if we get similar play from our running backs and we get the same type of play from our tight ends, and you literally just add the 3 first-rounders that are at wideout that
It's
act
over.
and have a game, we're pretty much – because, dude, isn't whatchamacallit, Julian Fleming's probably a second-rounder or something, or a
He's-
first-rounder.
he's
Got to be
legit.
up there.
He's legit. He's definitely a pro.
He's legit. Carnell Tate's going to be a dog. We
That's
gotta
what I'm
look out
saying.
for
So,
him.
like, all
He-
we really
and-
need is
and like let's just be honest, dude. If they wanted to air it out with Kyle McCord and just have him throw it up to Marvin Harrison Jr. all the time,
It's going to work.
they would
Yeah,
have
but
done
why
it.
not?
I don't know.
So why
I
not?
don't know.
That's
Why
my-
didn't
but
they?
Why not?
Because they wanted to get the offensive line more reps. I think it was
Yeah,
literally
like, I don't
all
think
game
they're-
plan
strategy.
of
like,
like,
I don't think they're gonna, like I said,
yeah,
like
it's
to Cole's
all.
point.
Think about it. You're Ryan Day. You have a new quarterback who's been battling all summer, so he's probably nervous as fuck to even get in the game. He has to command this offense, which he's never done before. You got 3 new offensive linemen who have never they're not playing
Yeah.
together, so they're all dealing with this shit. Like, why would you not just run the ball, get them reps?
Yeah, I think
know,
like
At
McCord
any
just
time
he
you
has to
have,
get more
it's
comfortable.
like you have literally 2 of the best wide receivers in college football. Just
You know what,
they
Cole?
could have done it.
You are speaking like a true middle school coach right now. I am. Hey, but listen.
I'm speaking like a true fucking believer right
I'm
now.
speaking like a fan.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
speaking like a
speaking
fan,
to-
and you're
yeah.
speaking like a coach.
Literally.
He's
You know, I
fired
know
up.
that's what I'm trying to say.
He's fired up.
Well, I'm gonna speak like a hater. You're throwing the
never
ball
speak like
33
anything
times
else.
and you threw a pick. Like, come on, dude. What are you doing? You got the best receivers in the country. You threw the ball 33 times and your only statistic here is 1 interception.
Now, now
But just the
hold
Cole's
on.
point, I don't
Speaking on him.
think the
Now,
plays
listen.
are there though for that.
No,
like, the
but
plays
listen.
aren't there. That
If you go back and watch the game and pay attention to what their scheme's doing, they're running the ball first 2 downs. They get on 3rd down. Now it's like 3rd and 3. They're either
2
running
of 12 on 3rd down.
yeah, and they're either
not
running
good.
the ball or that's whenever they're trying to like basically air it out. The defense's nose is fucking coming.
Yeah.
Like they never once started the game deep ball. It was they only let McCord throw it deep a few times, and in some of those it's just mistiming with the wide receivers. That's going to be worked out.
Once he gets his
and
there, they're gonna
the
catch
pick
it.
was also like the guy that was supposed to be the receiver got knocked down. He tried to throw it across his body over the fucking middle. I mean, it was just a rookie
Yeah,
mistake.
honestly, overall, it looked like a Week 1 game on the road in the Big Ten. That's what it looked like.
Which is what it was. Hey, by the way, you're never going to get a sneak diss from Treadway. He's just going to straight up hate the entire
Yeah.
time.
I mean, yeah, outside looking in, I hear all the Ohio State fans, and I'm thinking the same thing. Like, why did you only beat Indiana 23-3? Like, Indiana's not – nobody expected Indiana to be any good. And you got Kyle McCord coming in. You're in a quarterback battle. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, if I'm Kyle McCord, I got to go out and prove myself being better than
gotta
Devin
show out
Brown.
week 1.
You got to
Yeah.
show up,
Yeah.
and you're going 20 of 33, 239 in a pick. Like, I don't know that that's getting done. I'm not saying I could have done any better, but I know there's a lot of quarterbacks in the world that could have done better. I mean,
Treadway's saying the season's over.
I'm not saying I'm a better
Ain't even
quarterback than
started.
McCord, but like there are guys that are.
Treadway, are they glad
play-
they didn't play OU
listen,
week 1?
The play call, yes.
Bobcats would have been ready.
Listen, the play calling, if you go back and look, like we said, trestle ball, it did look very conservative.
Yeah.
It,
It was
looked like
slow-paced.
they just I think honestly, probably their scheme was we need to make this game feel like a legit game to get them prepared. That's what it looked like.
It looked more like an old school Big Ten game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say this. Overall, I'm not worried.
No,
It's too
not at all.
It's way too early to be worried. Now you said you're very confident in the defense already. I'm not very confident in the defense yet. Okay, Indiana did only put up 3 points, which is that's
legit.
that's how it's supposed to be.
Should have been, yeah.
You know.
It is.
Now, next week we play freaking Youngstown State.
If we only
don't
beat them 20
hold
to
on.
3.
if we don't put up at least 23 points by halftime, then I'm gonna be like,
yeah.
you know what?
True.
Maybe
Yeah,
need to
there's something
get
going
worried.
on there then.
All right, now.
But
So
all right,
then would Ryan be more like apt to air it out next week?
yes,
You're gonna have to.
Yeah, I think so.
If
I
it
think you
starts
have
that
to.
I think it's
People
going
are
to be
gonna be calling
it's going to
for
look
it.
like a completely different game.
Well, they have to have a great showing next week because you can't have 2 bad showings and think that you're gonna get in the playoffs.
Marvin got to have 100
No
yards,
kidding.
bro. You got to get that
At
dude.
home,
Right?
Yeah, I think it's going to look like a completely different game plan. It looked like from the play calling they were trying to keep McCord conservative, doing whatever, all check down passes, do all this shit. I think next week is just going to be fucking aired out. Let's see how the wide receivers.
I'm gonna
and
be in that
quarterback
bitch. I hope
chemistry
I
are.
see some
gonna
them
be in
airing
that
it
bitch.
out.
Well, here's what I would say. Here's what why isn't no one asking why did Michigan beat East Carolina 30-3?
That's true.
The hell happened
That's
over there?
True.
You know what I
True.
mean?
Well, I didn't think Michigan was very good either.
Me either.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, Michigan didn't even cover the spread, so.
But Ohio State's over-under was set at 60 points, and they scored 23.
Well,
All
if
right,
there's
all
So what
right.
you're saying is like we're not even really hearing the Michigan.
we ain't
chatter.
hearing anything besides Ohio State, blah blah blah, because guys like
Free
Treadway,
Harbaugh.
who's riding Florida State now
Hey,
because
did
they
y'all
had
see
the
that
Shout out
point
Coach
they had
Storm.
one
they did,
game.
too? The little thing where they was in this
Yeah,
formation.
they did the fucking 4 games for Harbaugh. Like, what the hell are we talking about here, guys?
Well,
all
I
they
think,
gotta
I think
talk
there's a
about.
lot of deflection
get that
going
shit.
on.
The reason why you don't hear about
And they played at home,
Michigan,
by the way.
because we
Yeah.
really don't care.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Damn.
don't sound good.
That's all right.
But I don't think we care. I don't think that we can even pay attention to them right now
No.
because we got our own shit.
Yeah,
to
you
worry
know what?
about.
I would say coming off this week, we're 1-0. Best thing about being 1-0 is the chance to go 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And,
mean,
and
that's-
hey,
We
and
ain't
we're coming
staying
to the
number
shoe.
3,
So, in honor of celebrating at the shoe, I came up with my top 5 lists of things I'm looking forward to at Ohio State game days. Like just some stuff that like
Tell us, Cole.
you know it's on Ohio State game day whenever like X is going on, or like this is what I like to do. So, my number one favorite thing is the bridge. What is that bridge right there? Do you know what I'm talking about? Where you walk from the shot over to the stadium? Is people selling Buckeyes. I love seeing the people with the Buckeye stands out there. It's like $5.
Have you ever bought one?
Oh, multiple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was it the
How can you
necklaces?
not?
The
Yeah.
necklaces or like
I ain't never
the
seen
The,
it
the,
for
necklaces.
$5.
The,
Okay.
the necklaces.
edible.
I ain't never seen it for $5.
Oh, yeah, I mean, whatever. But you know what I mean. But
Inflation.
Yeah, but yeah, inflation,
Oh,
the
God.
economy, whatever. But I mean, it's just nice. You see, like, you know,
You just like seeing vendors.
you get one as a little kid. I got my same one I had got in college. All this stuff.
There you
So
go.
it's really cool. My second favorite thing is the tickets, guys. Tickets. I need tickets right here. I love this.
They're
motherfucker.
hustling.
Yeah, you know you're in it, and it's football season. Whenever
Yeah.
you got like 10 dudes just in a circle, just yelling that.
Yeah.
Number 3 is like walking by like block parties and
Yeah,
just seeing
I
like
fuck with that.
just the dudes and like all the chicks who have been going hard for like 14 hours. They went
Yes.
hard as fuck on Friday night. Now they're been up since 9, just partying after it. Really gets the juices
Yeah.
going. My 4th favorite thing is going back to like your favorite campus bar and
Yeah.
basically seeing like, oh man, I just love this place. Stop in and get a drink. And then along with that, this is my last one, is just saying how much things have changed. Like I graduated in 2020, and now I will go there and I'll be like, oh man, this changed so much. I remember this bar.
He
So,
said 2020, like that shit was like.
Yeah.
but it's changed so much. That's what I'm saying. So imagine, yeah,
So imagine how I feel.
exactly. But
I
isn't it
graduated
awesome
in
to go back?
2011.
Shit, I lived
But
there
you-
in 99.
But
bro.
you know,
It's really different, bro.
but you know, every opportunity you have to talk about how different it is, you're going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm.
That's true.
There's like a Panera where it used to be the hood, and I got robbed at gunpoint. It's just way different down there now.
So yeah, I'm really excited to have football back in the show.
Yeah. I like seeing all the drunk moms.
Oh yeah.
Drunk moms out there just getting
Yeah,
after
that's
it.
your favorite part.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah. Yeah.
No one's gonna
Shout out to drunk moms.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Shout out to the drunk moms. Like you guys are, you guys are.
Is there
in
any
it.
of the things
You're
I'm
right.
missing?
I'm trying to behave.
Seal over.
No, everyone was scared to comment.
Boom.
That's everyone's
What's the
favorite
number
thing.
one thing you miss about game day? Tell us, please. What's your number one, real quick?
Man, walking through how we walk from the hotel to the stadium, that's always great. Skull session. That's always great. And then when you actually coming down the tunnel to go into the stadium and like the other team kind of like warming up, and so you mean mugging them like, yeah, we
you in our house, boy.
Nice to meet
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then just the atmosphere, the fans, running out the tunnel.
Did you ever have like a song that they played before? Like, everybody has like the song that they play before they like come out. Was there ever one that like hit you like harder? You're like, hey, play this every time. Because like the band stuff's cool, but like
Honestly, bro, you be so locked in, like mentally, physically. I don't really hear.
Here, hold on. What about whenever it's kickoff and Seven Nation Army hits? What is that like from the sidelines?
It's lit.
Yeah.
That shit's
Rip
awesome.
some heads off.
Like there's been times, obviously, after my suspension, I came back. My first game back was Penn State. I think it was my home game, and I actually cried before the game because first off, I'm a emotional person, but like when I get into like, I was like that little kid, the little kid that always just get mad when they was little and they just start crying. I was always that kid. So when I get like super duper hype or like ready to go, I might shed a tear.
That's good. Bring it out.
Yeah.
Also, probably the reflection of you're back in it and how grateful you were probably to be
for
back,
sure.
and how mad you were too. All the
for
same,
sure,
right?
For sure.
All right, we got to take a quick break. We got to show love to our sponsors. We'll be right back. Yes, thankfully our sponsors are ourselves. So I want to thank ourselves.
Yeah, so the sponsor of the Boomcast is MaxForMuscle.com. For all your supplement needs, go to MaxForMuscle.com. Mr. Gregory, tell them.
Yes, if you would like to get jacked, ripped, have the best abs. I mean, I got some of
You need a
those.
book, too.
Listen, you need a
Motivation.
book. You want some motivation. If you want to have all the honeys hollering at you, come over to MaxForMuscle.com. Okay, back to the show. All right, we're back now. It's time for our first segment, the Shack of the Mac and Tyler Treadway.
The Shack of the Mac.
Shack of the Mac. Shout out to Gary Trent.
Yes, sir.
So, I like to stay up to date with the MAC. The blue collar conference of the world. As we all know, as MAC football fans, it's usually a rough week one. We always schedule the big dogs. So
You always are going out to get slaughtered.
just get
Let's just
slaughtered.
call it what it is. You guys are grabbing a check.
Yeah.
Get that check. Hey, get paid to play
check real
football.
quick.
Hope it's going somewhere good.
So to play that, Michigan State played Central Michigan. Michigan State got off to a little bit of a slow start, but won 31-7. So pretty handedly.
How'd the Bobcats do? Come on, let's be honest. You're over here bashing Ohio State. How'd the fucking Bobcats do?
Bobcats played well. We played LIU.
What? Who?
Long
Island University.
Long Island University.
Shut
The
the
Sharks.
Yo,
Home
come
of
on,
line.
man.
They-
Is this
Yeah,
How long they had a football
yeah,
team
this I think
for?
it's like
This is their first year.
I was gonna say this is their first year. Yeah. Okay.
never heard of that.
Guys will get a team, bro.
So
Yeah.
this is their first year having a Division One.
Hey, I called Treadway's
first.
ass to ask
Yeah.
him something. He was on the way to the game. He was like actually at the stadium. I'm like, who y'all play? He's like, LIU. I said, who the fuck is that? I can't tell you the last time somebody said a university. I ain't never heard of it.
So it was my second time seeing LIU play. Shout out to Draymond Green. The first time they played Michigan State in the NCAA tournament when I was in college. And I
So
watched
it's a
them play.
basketball suit.
So it's a basketball.
Okay.
suit.
Oh, okay, got it.
But OU played. We started C.J. Harris, second string quarterback, first string Curtis Rourke, NFL product. He was a little banged up, so they didn't play him. And then we put Parker
What was the
Navarro
score?
in.
What was the final score?
The final score was 27-10. But before the end of the second,
Treadway.
before the end of the second quarter, we had our third string quarterback in. So just FYI. So
Just
27-10.
Are you just getting
LIU.
reps? Are you
What are we
in
talking
a
about?
three
Affected the
quarterback
score.
battle down there?
No.
or what?
We got one QB, but we like to save him for the games that matter.
So
What
you're
game
so
matters?
were you watching this game basically thinking the same thoughts? Or you're like, no, OU looks dominant.
Oh, we dominated the game. Yeah. Shout out to Bryce
So,
Houston.
so,
This is-
so
you
you're
feel the
saying the
weight on
scoreboard
your
doesn't reflect
expectations
the,
aren't
the
very
game.
high. Is basically what you're saying.
Our expectations are very high. But if you guys would have played a third string quarterback and won 27-10, I'd be like, oh, cool, you played a third string, but you didn't.
Well, our third string would be like your first string in the NFL, basically.
Shout out to Bryce Houston and Say Bangura, Defensive Player of the Week and Offensive Player of the Week. Also around the MAC.
Wait, hold on. Do you guys still got Parker Titsworth?
We do have
How's he
It's
doing?
solid.
What's good? Yeah.
What
give
number
us-
jersey he wear?
Yeah.
69.
Very good.
Give us a Tits Up Tuesday update. Come on.
Parker Titsworth had a great game. He's our starting center. You know, it's always tough when
He's
you're
a legit prospect.
He
too.
is good.
Yeah.
When you're playing with a backup and a third string quarterback, you know sometimes that chemistry's off. But we did great. Offensive line looked good. We ran the ball well. We have two really stud receivers who were also kind of dealing with some injuries, so we didn't play them. Sam Wigloose was a transfer from Ohio State. Shout out to Ohio State for sending him to save us.
So what's your expectation for the year? You think are we going back into the Barstool Bowl? We look into any other bigger bowls, MAC championship? What's the outcome?
Should win the MAC championship. We lost last year playing C.J. Harris, a backup. So hopefully this year we can right our wrongs and get the dub.
All right, so back to the Shack Attack Maction or whatever. Who else should we look for?
Shaq and Mac. So we'll get into the big games. Kentucky.
Who giving y'all a check this year?
Ball State came out and got smoked by Kentucky, which is not good for them because they lost 44-14, and they play Georgia this week. And Georgia opens up as 42-point favorites.
You gonna take it?
No.
You're taking plus 42?
I
cover?
expect Georgia to beat Ball State by more than 42
Oh,
points.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
all right.
Northern Illinois they beat Boston College in overtime, so shout out to them.
That's big.
Buffalo played Wisconsin. That was a tough matchup for them. Wisconsin's ranked 19th. They lost by 3 tuds, so yeah, respectable. They scored 17 points. And then Toledo lost to Illinois, which Illinois is not great, but still a Big Ten school. They lost 30-28, so not bad. Toledo's who beat us in the MAC championship last year. They should have a good squad. Looking at next week, we play FAU, Florida Atlantic. We're on the road. We're -5. Disrespectful. Give me the Bobcats all day. We'll run all over them. If Curtis Rourke's playing, let me give you a little background on Curtis Rourke real quick.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys watch any CFL. Nathan Rourke, stud quarterback. His younger brother is now our quarterback. Nathan Rourke is with the Jaguars. He had the play of the preseason where he escaped the pocket, threw the tud. He's good. His brother is better.
Oh.
You know?
Uh-oh.
So
All right.
Curtis Rourke, he was up for a lot of the preseason like quarterback accolades and stuff like that. So he'll be good once he comes back. If he comes back for FAU,
What? So are you taking the spread? Or are you taking the money line?
I'll take OU money line.
What do you know what it's at right now?
They were like -2 or plus 225.
I like that.
I might juice the line OU by 10.
Okay.
I think that we might have the subset called the Treadcast because
match,
I
dude.
think that the OU fan base is going to start
That's what
coming
I'm
to the
saying.
Boomcast.
They need this man.
because the Treadcast.
No, Treadway. All right, so I did my top
Facts.
5 things of looking forward to. What's your top 5 going a game day down at Athens? What are you looking
There you
forward
go.
to the
Man.
most?
Like
You were going down this Saturday. What were you excited to see?
Well, when you were going through your list, I was thinking of mine, and obviously it's like a way different atmosphere. You know, OU doesn't really compare to Ohio State from like the amount of people, but it's a really cool vibe because it
It's
feels
got a
like,
good culture.
It feels like you're back home. You know, you walk in. The tailgate main area is right in front of the stadium, so you have all these guys, grilling out stuff like that, and it's a very like at home. You feel part of it. So just walking into the stadium, you see all these people. My favorite thing is the people that have probably never played a sport in their life, and they're wearing like the football jerseys because they do like a spring sale where they sell like the old jerseys and stuff,
Okay.
like the legit ones that are cut off.
Yeah.
And you have these guys with huge beer bellies wearing like the real tight
The
cut off
tight.
jerseys, and I'm like, where did you looked in the mirror and you thought like
This is the
maybe
move.
they'll put me on the field.
Nice.
Just the move today.
So those are like my favorite. The uptown vibe is like
Is it booming?
it's I don't know if it's as good as Ohio State, but I'll say it's like
on
up
now.
there. The uptown vibe when there's a game on, like everyone's out, bars are rowdy, house parties are
love the
going.
confidence,
Same to
He's in,
like Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite. And
Do
you know-
you ever just like walk by your old crib and you're like, oh, I'm gonna stop and get a beer because they're probably outside partying? Or you ever do that?
oh yeah. Yeah.
Are you gonna do that?
Everybody
this week?
that gets that signs the lease, it says like Treadway will stop by.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. Like to your point, like a lot has changed, but a lot has remained the same.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of places I'm like, if I go in there, it's going to be a bad day.
What's your bar? What's your favorite bar to get back to?
They've changed so much since I was there. I like Bronies a lot.
Okay.
That's a good spot. It's kind of like a more chill, like you can hang out there if you're not a student. Because some of the places you walk in, I'm like, I'm 31 years old. Like I probably shouldn't be around all you guys.
You could blend in.
Drink of choice?
Man, Jack and Coke.
Jesus Christ. Straight
You're not
to
going to
it,
get
Yeah.
like the huge ones
Nah.
for like $1?
No.
No?
Those days are over.
Not into that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Hey, as a fan, Boom, what's your favorite thing about game day now? Because none of us got a chance to experience what you did, but then now you're going back as a fan, former player. What do you look forward towards?
Honestly, being on campus, being at the tailgates, getting love from the fans,
Yeah.
showing love, whatever not. But honestly, seeing a lot of my old teammates,
Yeah.
catching up with those guys, and then just tailgating, eating, drinking, watching the game, catching the vibe. I mean, it's always a good vibe when you go to a
Yeah.
Ohio State game. So just for me, just seeing the fans and catching up with old teammates.
Yeah, probably seeing old teammates because you guys share something that
Yeah.
no one else in the stadium shares. So that's got to be awesome.
Right. So just hitting a couple of different tailgates. Might hit Doss tailgate, the Borins. They have a great tailgate. Any tailgate that invites me in.
Yeah, you're in.
I'm going in.
Well, I got a parking spot now. I might have to
That's legit.
have the Boomcast tailgate. We might have to get it together.
That'd be awesome.
It's at French Fieldhouse too.
Yeah, maybe Treadway can invite all of his Ohio State haters.
Yeah.
They can have a little like block
Yeah.
session.
Nah, yeah,
for sure.
yeah. I got to figure that out. All right, Tyler, you haven't said anything in a while. What do you think about over there, buddy?
Well, I was just looking through all the Big Ten matchups, and Purdue was the only one representing the Big Ten that didn't come out with a win. So thanks, Purdue. I mean, it was close, but I mean, you're playing Fresno State and you lost.
Who'd they
with
get beat
one,
by?
So Fresno State by 4
Okay,
points.
that's right.
I mean, it is what it is. But no, overall, I think Buckeye play though. Next couple weeks, like they tried so many things. Week 1, you had all 3 running backs out there. You got the 2 tight ends rolling. You got some reception for the stud wide receivers. You got running backs catching the pass. I think they'll figure it out next couple weeks, and I think Notre Dame don't stand a chance.
What do we have to see next week to be happy?
You said Notre Dame doesn't stand a chance.
I want,
say it
I
so you
want
guys
at
don't have
least like maybe I want like 2 50-plus yard touchdowns.
Like bombs.
Like bombs.
Cole, I feel like
To Marvin
you
Harrison.
could throw 2 50-yard touchdowns to the guys we have. We
Oh.
better have that,
Yeah.
right?
Which I think that we're going to see it.
I want to
100%.
see Devin Brown the whole fourth quarter.
Okay. So
That's
that
how
means
bad
we're
I
blowing
wanna
them out.
be.
Yeah, which would be great for him too to
Yeah.
get some reps.
Yeah.
What do we got to be? What do we got to be up to see that? Does it got to be like 37, 40 something?
No.
I want it to be like 56-3.
Okay.
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
Very good.
I really want to see like a 72-point game from the Buckeyes this week. I want to see every single running back score a touchdown.
That'd be big.
All 3 of those guys.
I'd love to see like a big guy get a touchdown too.
Breakaway run.
I'd lose my shit if like a nice defensive tackle
Scooped
like,
it up.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
like Jack Sawyer.
Well, yeah, I
fake
don't
edge,
remember.
drops back pick.
I don't.
I'd
I
love
don't.
to see
I
that
know I
shit.
got the stats here, but I don't remember seeing like a lot of sacks.
There was one.
It's because Indiana was running like triple option.
Yeah, I saw
it
they
wasn't
did a lot
really
of
letting it.
options.
More
Now,
and then also I want to see some big plays on special teams,
Yeah.
and I want to see some turnovers.
Yep.
I know we've been talking about the offense a lot, but obviously, Tress always said punt is the
Punt. Yeah.
most important play in football. I would love to see a return.
Well, yeah, because Xavier Johnson's the
a
dog.
punt return or a kick return.
Yeah.
I just want to see some big plays.
Yeah.
Like
I
I just
think
want
that-
to.
I think-
I want to see him like, oh, we're dudes.
I think that's what it is that Tressel didn't have a ton of big plays a lot, right? Unless you guys would break through and be gonzo. But then it's like, we got that power, so then when you see kind of the retro ball, it feels weird because you're used to watching with Urban and just slinging the thing all over the place.
Yeah. I want to see a nice play action. So like set the run up, and then a nice play action.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
the top to Marv.
What do you need to see, or maybe don't need to see, out of McCord that makes you say, let's give Devin Brown a chance?
Say that again?
What are you looking for out of McCord where you're like, all right, next guy up, Devin Brown. Like, at what point do you make that? If you're at halftime and it's like 13-6 or like 20-6, when he's not having a great game, at what point are you as a fan like, give me Devin Brown?
Well, I think it's going to be important for him to at least throw a touchdown this week. I'm not sure the last time that we've seen a Ohio State starting quarterback not throw an actual touchdown. If you look at the last 5 quarterbacks that we've had, they all have done crazy numbers. The first couple games. So if he comes out and has a flat game where it's like he's not his completions aren't that great, and he's not putting the ball in the end zone, it's kind of like, do we give the other guy a chance? I think this is a game where both of them probably need to play probably a lot, because it's like, okay, McCory had his chance to show what he had week 1. Give him his chance again this week, coming up. But if he's not doing great, then you give Brown his chance to do his thing. And then next week, the following week, it all depends what happens this week, but you got to go into the Notre Dame game knowing who your guy's going to be, and
Yeah.
No
you know what I'm
question.
saying?
Yeah.
Like, so I think this week is important for quarterback play. These next 2 weeks are going to be very important.
I think it's just he can't be like missing balls. He can't be missing like
That's-
easy
yeah.
passes that are like, dude, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think it'll be much better. Honestly, like if Marvin Harrison doesn't step out, he's got a touchdown.
That's what I was going to
If-
say. He actually threw a touchdown.
If he goes, they ran a quarterback read on like the goal line. If he goes to the right instead of going
Yeah,
to the
I
left,
saw that
he's
too.
scoring. His stat, he could have had a much better game.
Yeah, it legitimately could have been 1-1, and then he scored one running too.
Yeah.
Two mistakes.
Yeah.
which is week 1.
And it's
stuff.
just easy fixable. It looked like
I'm
the
glad
week one
Notre
game.
Dame's not next week. Or
Same.
this
One
week.
million
Yes.
If
percent.
Notre Dame was this week, I'd be kind of nervous.
A little shaky.
Straight up.
Yeah.
We need 2 more weeks to get the cobwebs out.
Yeah. But the good thing is that our defense had a strong
solid.
showing week 1, and we know that Notre Dame has a powerful offense and a great quarterback. So it's good to know that our defense is probably going to be prepared for, a tough game. Going there, it's going to be tough. And Marcus is going to have those guys.
Oh, dude, especially him being a Buckeye, of course.
It's going to be
Come on, man.
it's going to be next level. So we got to go in
You
there.
going?
No, I got the
Oh, that's
watch
right.
party.
We gonna be at your spot.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah.
Forgot. Didn't forget.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I know we love our Buckeye talk, but did anybody watch Florida State LSU?
Shout out Coach Storm.
Shout out Coach Storms. That's our homie.
Well, that's February's.
Hey.
That's
Yeah.
Treyway's a
Call it now.
Seminole fan now.
Call it now. Florida State's winning the national championship.
Oh, it's so early, bro. Hey, I will say though,
That is early. They look great though.
Yeah.
it's hard to tell how competitive LSU will stay this year. Like,
Yeah.
too many things change. Brian Kelly was talking about disappointments in coaching, even in himself. But that game, you couldn't really tell. Like, there were less than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and the game was still tied 17-17. So to look at
okay.
that going into the fourth quarter, it's tied up at 17. They called it a neutral site. Neutral site was still in Florida, but then fourth quarter, like Florida State ended up 45-24.
Because those dogs were ready,
My
well
goodness,
conditioned.
they just outlasted, right?
Yep.
Is that what happened?
That's good. That's good strength and conditioning staff right there.
Coach Storm, baby.
I'll say this. Shout out to Coach Storm,
our guy,
in
yeah.
Florida State, whatever. But I'm just not a believer in neither one of those schools.
Why not?
Florida State has always been, kind of the hype school, and then they can't even get out the ACC. If you can't get out the ACC, then
Hey, you know who I'm a believer in?
and we ain't got there yet. We're gonna get there. But again, LSU, they have very rich history, as far as their teams. Both schools, but they both have been struggling. Obviously FSU was a lot better last year, but the years before that, they haven't been good since like James.
about 10,
Like,
yeah.
They've been struggling for like
they've been
10.
struggling. So
Yeah.
it's like
They got them back on track though.
You say they're going straight to national championship. I was like,
I like their quarterback a lot.
yeah,
He's good.
He's
And
tough.
Keon Coleman, the transfer from Michigan State, had a day.
They probably got 10 guys that's gonna get drafted.
Yeah, they're legit.
So they're definitely legit. It's just was LSU. It was obviously a big game. You know, LSU's always going to be a big team, but
But are they that good?
they haven't been that great.
Yeah.
You know, so and it's week 1, so we got to see, guys. I mean,
That score looks awful good though for FSU.
That's the exciting part.
They scored 45 against
If you
LSU.
sat here and said that the quarterback's going to win the Heisman, I'm be like, oh well, okay, you might have a chance there, you know. But saying national championship,
I don't think that there's anybody like Georgia is obviously going to be good. Ohio State's going to be good. Michigan's good. But, like, I mean, they did that to LSU. They didn't do it to Indiana. It wasn't 23-3 against Indiana. It was 45
shots
to.
fired.
I think Buckeyes would destroy Florida State. I think Michigan would destroy Florida State. I think Notre Dame would destroy Florida State.
I think if Florida State came to the Big Ten, they're losing 3 or 4 games.
You're probably right.
100%.
Yeah.
I would say the only school that they could possibly beat is Penn State.
No, I was gonna
Penn State
no,
looked really
Penn
good.
State, no,
Penn
this
State
year,
looked really
no.
good.
Penn State is going to be a
Yeah.
problem this year.
Yeah.
Well,
They
the-
handled
the-
West
yeah,
Virginia.
Yeah.
You know,
It's
I
West
would
Virginia,
say,
dude. West Virginia hasn't been
But
good
Penn
since.
State
Bro,
looked
them
good.
back-to-back
Avon
weeks
Austin.
for us are going to be the Penn State, Wisconsin back-to-back. That's going to.
They
I
always
feel,
do us like
I
that,
feel like
though.
that's going to be
Bangers.
where we figure
Make
out
or break.
what we're
Who's,
about.
who's after that?
Rutgers.
Trap game.
that's 3 games.
It's
that's
always
3
a trap game.
Man, come on. That real Big Ten play, because you got to think, Wisconsin going to be like the old school Wisconsin.
Yes.
That's going to they're going to be banging.
And he's going to have them ready. Bro.
And Penn State, that's always a fight, you know. Actually, Penn State is always kind of like either a close game or a blowout. So
At Wisconsin is going to be.
what? They're going to be throwing them pennies. Ding, ding.
If
Yeah,
they're
that's the
pennies,
thing they do.
They throw
Yeah,
pennies.
They throw pennies.
What?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
those
When
fuckers.
you coming out, yeah.
Oh, like coming out the tunnel.
Yeah, when you coming out the tunnel and stuff.
Because they do
It's rowdy.
They do the jump around there, right?
yeah. I've been knocked out cold there,
With a penny?
So, huh?
By a penny?
No, I'm talking about in the game. Yeah, in the game. I got
Damn.
a a little dirty hit.
Yeah.
You know, blind side wasn't looking. They had to bring the salt out there on me.
Ooh.
You know,
Sorry, he remembers his name.
I didn't know. I didn't even know we were in football season. I got hit so hard.
Damn. All right, let's talk prime time real quick. What do you think, Boom? Hype is real?
Obviously it's definitely real right now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 1-0. He went on the road and got a huge win.
QB's real too.
Oh, the QB's in the Heisman race. We talking now. We got 2 guys. That's Travis Hunter. He played over 110 plays. Played offense, defense. Got a pick. Scored a touch. No, he didn't score a touchdown. But
When's the last time somebody's even done anything close to that in a big? Probably Charles Woodson, you think?
No, you had
who
was the kid from Michigan?
Jabril Peppers.
There you
Oh,
go.
Jabril
There you
Peppers.
go.
Yeah,
Pepper
yeah,
used
yeah.
to do
You had
it,
him,
and,
the dude from
Honey
UCLA.
Badger.
Tyron Matthew.
Yeah, he
Yep.
used to do it at LSU, but not as much as.
But not like that,
Yeah.
I don't think.
He's doing.
He's
it.
balling.
He had 11 balls, and he had a pick on the goal line or like in the
Yeah.
10. It was different.
Yeah,
Hey,
bro,
I
that-
saw the clip too where they was like, yo,
Throw
it to Travis. And he picked it off. And he's like, yo, who said that?
Yeah.
Talking shit to the crowd.
Yeah.
That was
Love
a
it.
terrific
But-
interception too.
Oh!
But hey, like Prime said, we coming, but they
They
definitely here. They here now, and they put college football on notice. Obviously, it's early. They got a long way to go, but I love to see how they kind of proving everybody wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
They were minus 21 underdogs. That was crazy. Like
Is that what this?
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It was plus
TCU was favored
101.
by 3 tuds.
My
That's why
goodness.
you won
That's outdated.
$250, Trey.
yeah,
Love it.
like that's insane. Obviously they got a tough schedule. They got some tough games coming up. But I
Them
think
guys believe even more now, bro.
I think everybody kind of seen Colorado as going like a 4 and like winning 3 or 4 games this year.
Oh.
I think it's gonna be the other way around. You know,
They're going to lose 2 or 3, maybe.
Yeah, and then-
Maybe.
Yeah, their over under was 3.5 wins.
Jeez.
See what I'm saying? The disrespect was crazy.
Yeah.
That is real crazy.
Because I think they're
It
big
was crazy.
matchups, man. I mean, like they got their rival Colorado State next week, I think.
Yeah.
So they're going to end up 2-0, and it's going to look real good for them. But
They got
I mean-
Nebraska this week.
oh, do they?
Nebra-
Yeah,
yeah,
Nebraska
Nebraska.
at home.
I got it.
That'll be a good test for them.
I mean, with USC,
But their
though,
home game's probably gonna be rocking.
Oh, yeah.
I think like
They hit Prime's music as he comes out. Like, is it going?
Oh man,
Could
you imagine if they beat Caleb Williams and
If he
USC?
came out and it said on the jumbotron, hit my theme music.
Hey,
Oh.
They gotta do that,
know.
right?
he runs.
you
that
know
place
they're about
now.
to
They
have
gotta do that.
they're about to have the most like hype produced cinematic pregame video of all time.
Yes.
1,000,000%.
Gee, you got
You
that
know what's sweet
Colorado
about that
schedule.
too? His I think his oldest son is the one that does like all the
Colorado.
Yeah.
production stuff.
All right. So Colorado's got Nebraska, then they got Colorado State, then it's at Oregon, and then they host USC
Oh boy, so it's at home with USC.
at home with USC.
Could you imagine
Oh,
if
yeah,
they
I got
brought
it.
him in there and then they sniped him out?
But I
What
mean,
if they win that?
yeah,
If
that's
they get through Oregon, they'll have a real shot at USC probably.
I think they can get through Oregon though.
Yeah.
Oregon has
Yeah,
they always been like a hit or miss type team.
they still got.
Hey, all
Bo
these
Nix.
games are
They got
to
Bo
be
Nix.
determined. It's all gonna be prime
Bo
time.
Nix
Prime
been-
time. Everybody wants to see it, bro. I
No
couldn't wait
kidding.
to watch it.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. Are we on national TV this week?
The Boomcast will be on national TV next week.
Yeah, we'll be live. Yeah, I
Are
don't
we on
know.
national
think it's
TV?
big-
I
I
don't
don't
know.
Is it
I guess
BT?
like now, did you guys notice
'Cause
while
I-
watching about how like they changed the rule? Where
We're on
it's the-
BTN.
it's-
We're
where
on
it's-
BTN next week.
Big
Okay,
Ten.
because one of
Where-
our games on Peacock 1 week. I'm
Oh,
not
the
sure.
cock. We're on the cock. I'm yo, did you guys
Yeah,
notice
catch me on the-
like the new clock rule where they're not stopping the clock on first down now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you guys notice the games like going faster?
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of the unders were hitting big time. First half unders.
Shout out.
Interesting.
It was good.
So who stood out this week then in college football?
Colorado.
Colorado.
That's
Yeah.
about it.
That's it.
Seriously.
Florida
I mean,
State.
We could say they
Florida
stood
State,
out.
Duke.
Florida
Yeah.
State, Duke.
We
Duke.
could say they
Duke
stood
did,
out,
yeah.
but at the same time, they still gave up 40-something points.
They stood out just because they beat the national champ runner up
Yeah.
at home
20-point underdog.
at
I mean,
a
that's
20-point
huge,
underdog. So that's definitely the story. 100%.
So I guess I'm saying like when I say stood out, far as like, okay, this team probably they're definitely going to the playoffs. They definitely.
I
have
think
a
it's
chance to get
Florida
the
State.
extension.
I think it's Florida.
Florida
Yeah.
State
Yeah.
looked legit.
New
Yeah.
team
They
coming
look
in.
Florida
legit.
legit.
Yeah.
And I watched the last year's Florida State Florida game, and it was very retro Florida State Florida, like Dion type
Yeah,
days, Terrell
right.
Buckley type days. Like that's the shit. And that quarterback just showed out. He is a hell of an athlete. So
Yeah.
I think Florida State 100%.
Well, we know they don't got to worry about Clemson this year.
No.
Paul Feinbaum said Dabo is done.
Yeah.
He said Dabo's done.
That was on the hot seat. He's gonna go hit a little.
You better be careful you don't pull a hamstring
He's
coming
Well,
up the tunnel.
He's gonna
Well,
go
you
hit the
know-
gritty in the kitchen and just make some TikToks.
I'm pretty cool with a lot of former Clemson players, and I know the players are kind of done with him too. They kind of say he's just like too cocky now. Like obviously, he had a great run.
He had a great run.
He had a great run, but obviously,
Kinda time to move on.
It's kind of like how we were talking about college football has changed.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's moving with the change. He's kind of stayed the same, and the way that he's staying is not helping him win games.
It's not working.
It's not working. Not working anymore.
Well, we'll wrap it up. What do you think? We're going to go to some betting. What do you got, Cole? You look like you got something on your phone.
Yeah. Do we want to
You
do
want to
another
take a break
show?
and come
Yeah,
back to the
yeah,
bet? All right.
yeah.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back. All right. To Cole.
Yeah, so so if you're an OG subscriber, you know that one of my favorite segments is my Around the Oval segment because Treadway at Ohio State, the Oval, that's where the library is and stuff like
Hey,
that.
and in
So
the
we're
springtime-
going around. So this is where I'm going to give the update on what else is happening around campus. We got Buckeyes football. What's everything looking like? And I just got a few things. Our women's field hockey team's legit right now.
Okay.
Starting out the season 5-0. They're on a hot streak, so shout out to them. Balling, whatever, keep it up. But
Have you ever played field hockey?
no, but it looks really interesting.
We should try it sometime.
Yeah, we should.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, Ohio State, hit us up. We'd love to come. And then, so our 12th ranked women's volleyball team, they're pretty legit this year. They actually suffered a devastating loss this weekend to Georgia Tech, but the Buckeyes. One thing about the Buckeyes, don't bet on them. They're looking to bounce back this weekend as they go out to either Stanford or Oregon, where they will play in a Pac-12 Big Ten type thing against number 2 Stanford and number 6 Oregon. So hopefully, the girls get a huge dub, and back on track.
Okay.
And then last thing, we talked about him a little bit, but C.J. Stroud named captain as a rookie at the Houston Texans.
Okay.
So
That's definitely wrong.
that's what's happening around the Oval right now.
So C.J. Stroud got named captain.
Named captain. Yep.
Damn.
That's a big deal.
Well, shit, this was Boomcast. I'll tell you what. We were I think that we weren't too hard on the Buckeyes. So Boom, I think it was, we just spoke for the fans, spoke for ourselves. It wasn't too bad, but we need to see more next week, though.
And we're never going to hold back. I mean, our expectations and our goals for the Buckeyes are
High.
up here.
Yes.
So why come on here and fake and act like we're okay with how the guys played?
Yeah.
I wish they could read our comments too. Like put
They
them up
probably
in the
watch the
locker
show.
room,
Probably watching.
They're definitely listening.
Yeah.
Ryan Day's definitely taking
Ryan
notes.
Day is definitely Cole is telling him about the middle school football. Ryan Day is taking notes right now.
Ryan, I relate. I know what you're going through. I know what you're going through. We'll get through this. It's just week 1. Great building off this. Best thing about being one of those, chance to go 2-0.
Great way to wrap it. Boomcast. We out of here. Later.
Yeah.